Okay, in this video we're going to look at how FacilityWare can be used to make a label that can be filled out at print time. I'm starting with a few versions of a single label that are in different stages of completeness. This video is not really going to cover how to make the label in general, so if you need help with that you can look at our other videos. But this one will cover how to use the prompts at print time. So in this one right here, this label is a laid out label. It's got a few different objects. We got some rectangle objects and then a whole bunch of text box objects. And if you were to print this right now, you would just have a blank label that you could write on or do whatever you wanted to with. So, and again, these are just text objects. You can move them around wherever you want. Now let me switch over here. In order to convert this label to a label that has the ability to be prompted at print time, what you want to do is fill in text boxes for each part of the label. So what you see here is that I've added just plain old text boxes in different parts of the label. There's nothing written in them. Now at this point you could type in all of this information on the label by double clicking on each text box. That's not what we're looking at here. That's a little more work than what we're looking at. Also notice that I've manually put X's in each of these. So let me show you how you convert this to a prompt label. It's actually pretty simple. What you want to start first by doing this to make sure everything fits and lines up the way you want it. And then you simply double click on each of these boxes. When you do that, you want to change your data source. If you set it to prompt, then you can put in a name. For example, this is NCR RMA. Okay. This will change to what looks like a field name. You want to go ahead and do that for all of them, including these ones right here. Also keep in mind that when you do that, you're still able to set things like bold and the font size and whatever else. And I've went ahead and did that with this completed label right here. So you can see that everything is filled in with a field name, including these X's. Now let's go ahead and I'll show you what happens when you try to print this. So I'm going to go ahead and hit print on this label. And for this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and use the PDF printer. I just selected one copy. I'm going to save it on my desktop. And now you can see that it's asking me for these different field names. It's put some text in there. You just type over it. So for the checkbox part first, that's a little different. I want equipment ID, so I'm going to hit X on that one. I'm pushing tab, and on these ones that I don't want an X, I'm just hitting delete. Now I'm going to go ahead and just using tab, I'm going to type. You don't have to push enter or click on them, although you can also just double click on this. If you do that, you got to erase it. So let me just make up some different fields here. I'm just filling them in. Quantity 5, defect. So you just go ahead and fill all these in. And this one I'm going to leave blank. And then I'm going to go ahead and you can scroll back and look at the different fields that you filled in. Now I'm going to hit print. Now in this case I've saved it to a PDF file so we can look at the results. So you can see on the printed label it put the X where I asked it to put the X, and it filled in the data just as I filled it in. I left this one blank and you could write on that one. So the value of this type of label is that you can save this template and then you can open it whenever you need it, and you just fill it in when you go to print.